when you walk into the truth, you get into some real deep, ugly truth. Such as things like, imagine your brain was like the world, right? And if your brain is the world, then there are so many parts and places of the world to go, right? But how do you get there to those parts and places of the world? Well, naturally, you need highways, railroads, waterways. You need ways to travel, okay? So just imagine that I'm going to use this concept that I created, and it's called ETC. You could think of it as etc., because I think of it as that. The concept of what I call ETC is energy, thoughts, and creativity, the three primary things flowing through the world of the mind, which is your energy, then your thoughts, and your creativity. Those things are always inhabited by the passageways that you must travel. Think of a roadblock or something going on in the water, such as a tsunami, severe weather, ice and storms and snow, and, something that is relative to construct the path to where you need to travel or where you're trying to be. Your energy, your thoughts, and your creativity need these roadways, these railways, these waterways. They need these passageways to travel. And when you do things such as, smoke and your mind is cloudy, that's the big interference. Now imagine if you traveling or on a train, or if you're traveling in a car, or if you're traveling on the water and there's nothing but fog. That slows down the ride, that delays where you're going because you can't see, so you can't proceed safely. That's the same thing as when you're thinking a thought and you get stuck in that thought and you forget what you were thinking. Well, what happens is that smoke, that's those films of smoke that sit on the brain because the brain gets cloudy, they are experiencing what we call it interference. So the ETC experience is having an interference. So it's an ETC interference because momentarily you forgot what you were thinking, what you were doing, what you were about to do, what you meant to say, and you can't get through it, and that thought just dissipated. That thought might be gone from anywhere from a second to, even believe it or not, days, and it'd come back to you. Well, what you were thinking, but that doesn't mean that the vessel stopped moving. That doesn't mean that the car traveling that passageway or the train or that ship, that doesn't mean that they didn't keep moving. That means that they had an interference and they slowly kept moving. Now, it didn't take you days to pick back up on thinking and for your neurons to start working because your neurons are running those passageways inside of your head. So when you think about every crease and every crack and every spot that looks like it's GPS in your head, and it is because your brain is actually the world and it's the map that those neurons run through. And so when you smoke or do anything to the brain such as drinking, you're delaying the thought process, you're delaying the energy, you're delaying the creativity, you're delaying your ETC.
Brought to you by The Migrated Minds.